on Dividends here. I'm back to give a weekly update to my options trading and swing trading journey of how I'm doing, as of this week. But first, I just wanted to explain why I trade options on tsll. And it's pretty simple, to be honest. One, it's affordable, right? Most of you know I have the 10 contract rule, which means if I can't afford 10 contracts, then I'm probably not going to use it. Number two is the underlying is Tesla. So TSLL is a double leverage fund of Tesla, and Tesla is a stock that I would not mind owning, right? And it's a stock that I trust will be around for a long time. Tesla is also very volatile. So if you're very volatile, then you produce pretty good premium. So Tesla alone trading options on is worth it. So you can imagine a double leverage fund of Tesla, how well that would do. And last but not least is, the price fluctuation. Yes, it can be scary. We go back to the beginning of the year. What do we see? We see, what's it trading at? It was up to maybe 14. It came down. This is where, I was getting scared right down here under $6, right? This dip, you can see in blue, the blue line, and then it came back up, and then it was kind of steady, and then lately it jumped up, right? So now we're in the range where I'm like, okay, selling puts, I don't feel bad because you sell puts now, you get assigned. How far is it going to drop? Well, if you look, okay, under 6, that was pretty dangerous. Before that, was it ever under 6? Not really. I mean, I'm sure it was, but you have to just look at the the overall chart, 52-week high, 52-week low, to see how it's doing, right? And if we go here, I also have that information. The 52-week low is actually $4.94. So yeah, worst case scenario, it goes back to that. Well, actually, worst case scenario, it goes to 0, of course. If Tesla fails, goes bankrupt. So you have that risk. But, you got that risk with anything. So, but I trade TSLL. Number one is because I can afford it. Number two, it's volatile. And number three, I don't mind owning the underlying. So that's why I trade it. Now, I have a watch list of several others. I do have good news. The good news is I have margin now. I applied for margin. I got it. And my original plan was I was just going to use a portion of it at least to buy into high yield ETFs, collect that money and pay off the interest and so on and so forth. But it turns out the strategy of using margin for options is even better. So for example, I had about 4,000 to 5,000 in cash, kind of just sitting there because in case I wanted to sell puts on options, right? But once I got margin, I'm like, okay, let me use up, I'm going to use up the cash and then I can start using margin. So I used up the cash. So I put that 4 to 5K to work. I bought high yield funds and now it's working. Now my money is working for me. Now, when it came to options, I'm selling puts right now. I'm at the beginning of the wheel stage. And I noticed if you sell puts using margin money, you don't get charged interest on it because technically you're not using the money. It's just on hold. I found that as a very useful tool, as compared to using my own cash. Because if I'm using my own cash is being locked up. So instead of, making money on that cash, it's being locked up for the put. But now the cash that I have, that's already put to work right now. That's working. So my puts are instead using the brokerage cash, essentially, the brokerage loan. Although, it's kind of placed on hold. And if I do get assigned, yes, of course, I'm borrowing the money. I got to pay interest, so on and so forth. So I'm finding that using margin is a pretty good strategy when it comes to options. More to come on that. Obviously not financial advice, but, I will dive deeper into that. I'll probably make a margin video at some point, but because I do find it interesting. Margin is such a scary term in this investment world to most people. Me too, because I don't want to borrow money, man. I don't, but it's like, you know what? Since these funds came out and since, the more and more you learn about options, it's like, oh man, it's like, damn, I should have been using it maybe, right? But we'll see. Time will tell. Anyway, let's get to the update. So yes, I'm only currently trading TSLL. Number 2 on my radar is TNA. CLSK, I don't know about that one, man. I really don't. But for the most part, TSLL and TNA are my number 1 and number 2. So let's get into what happened this week. So first off, we had a couple contracts expiring. So let's zoom in. I had 2 puts expiring on yesterday, Friday, January 26th. I sold a put for $10 originally, and I sold a put for $11. What does that mean? It's a bullish play. Basically, I think the price of TSLL will stay, below that price, right? So 1067. I'm having a brain fart here. Yeah, so no, I'm saying it was gonna end up above the the strike price of $10 and $11. Okay, so I sold a put for 10 and 11. I collected premium $18 and $30, and I put up $2,100 at the time. And I annualized 65% and 110%. So since I sold a put of 10 and 11, let me zoom out so you can see the column header now. I wanted, typically you would want the underlying TSLL to end up above 10 and above 11, or else you'll get assigned. But when it comes to trading the wheel, you don't give a damn if you get assigned. Me personally, I got all my TSLL called away, so I want to get assigned. I honestly do. And that did happen. So if I look down here, TSLL, it closed at $10.67. So that is above the 10, but it's not above the 11. So if I scroll to the right, the 10 expired worthless, the 11 got assigned. So I now own 100 shares of TSLL at $11 cost basis. Great. I'm excited. Are you? And also for this week, what did I do? Well, I sold 3 more puts. In fact, I sold 2 puts in one day. I got too excited. I'm like, you know what? Let's do this. So I sold a put for $10. I sold a put for $9, and I sold a put for $9. So since I finally got assigned officially, right? I'm going to start, well, I already did start, but I'm going to start selling puts now below that strike price. That's the goal, because I want to lower my cost basis as TSLL goes lower. Of course, if TSLL opens green on Monday and it goes up to $11-12, then I'm going to sell calls on my 100 shares. That's one contract, which, again, best case is TSLL continues to go down slowly and I sell puts and I get assigned and I eventually have about maybe 500 shares. That's a good spot to be in, because I'll do 500 shares on calls and then I'll have 500 to do puts if needed. So that's when you really don't give a damn which way TSLL moves. But anyway, I sold 3 puts this week. I got 40 cents, 20 cents, 30 cents. So you multiply those times 100. I basically got $90. That's not bad. Each one, they annualized different amounts based on the expiration dates. 2 of them expire next week and another expires on August 9th. But I annualized those around, one was 162%, one was 90%, and one was 86%. Again, that's just based on, how much premium I earned for the amount of time and money that I put in. And that's what it came to. So, pretty good stuff, pretty good week. Not fantastic, but good enough. Now that I have, a lot, I have margin now. I have margin buying power that I could essentially play more on options. I still want to use margin for some of the high yield funds, but I'm probably going to use most of the margin for options. So it's going to get interesting for sure. My options, you may see some more money flowing into options. So stay tuned for that. So my July income, it's still not fantastic. I have made $248 so far. So plus the distribution of $40, I'm at like $288. In the end, I guess I will break 300. Whoopie frickin' do. I know. Compared to last month, I did 627. But, I think the problem is I only had intentions of trading one fund. But if I start to have TSLL and TNA on the radar, maybe this will work better. I need to decide on what to do for that. All right, so as you know, wheel one is completed. We moved on, right? We made our money. We made a profit here's the ending profit of wheel one. And why is it ending? Because I sold my puts, all calls got assigned. So to me, it's done, right? That was wheel number one. Now I'm selling puts again. This is going to be wheel number two. But wheel one, I ended up making capital appreciation of $450. I ended up making premium income of $2,246. So I produced an income of $2,696.42. So again, not bad. Not bad for wheel number one. We'll see what happens with wheel number two. Again, so far, we do have the 11 assignment. So we have $11 strike price, 100 shares. So we're in the game now. The wheel has officially opened. We are in the wheel. We could take a look at the put party, see what's going on. So yeah, our cost basis in blue, $11. We can now eliminate these two numbers right here because those are no longer part of the put party. But so heading into next week, we have 3 puts added to the party, and all 3 are below the current cost basis of $11. So we will look forward to adding any additional puts to the party. Anything below $11 would be, sufficient. But unfortunately, like if TSLL jumps back up, we may just have to sell a call on the 100 shares that we have, and that's it, right? Because I'm not going to want to sell puts above $11 strike because that's my cost basis. Once I get assigned and these 100 shares get taken away, wheel 2 is done, right? It's done, which is unfortunate, but because I want to be assigned more. So I do want TSLL to go down next week, and I want more puts to be assigned because I want to be in that middle range. I like to own shares, and at the same time, I want money to sell puts, if that makes sense. Of course, yes, you could just buy the shares. I get that, but no, that's not how I do it. I'm only going to buy and sell shares via options. So you're going to pay me to buy the shares. You're going to pay me to sell the shares, and that's how it's going to work. So again, hopefully that makes sense. So that's the status. As far as income is concerned, for the week, we only made $90, which again, yeah, that's crappy. The distribution, why did I add? Yeah. I don't know why I added that there. The distribution was paid early in July. So yeah, we only made $90, but we put up 2,800 to get that. So that yielded 3.21% for the week. So it's pretty good. It's not bad. So again, we talked about total income, total premium income. What's the formula? C2, 2147. I think that's accurate. I don't know. I'll have to double check my numbers. But either way, total income from the beginning, $2,211.42 on options, premium, and distributions. Now, return on investment. So if we look at the options table, we have what we annualize for every single transaction when we started. We started this back on February 16th. And if you take what you make on options, each options contract on an annualized basis, basically, I'm averaging 241%. Is that realistic? Probably not. I know, I get it. But believe me, a lot of things have gone my way. And I understand I got lucky a lot of times. So take that into consideration. And I do take that in consideration. And I take that number and I divide it by 3, which is the 80%. So if I take 80%, how much capital do I need to make $200K a year, assuming $200K can pay my expenses? And that capital is $248,226. Of course, if I can yield 241%, I only need $82,000. So again, to retire on options, even though my name is retire on dividends, why not do both? but you can use anywhere from 82K to 248K. Do I think it's possible? I do. Some may disagree with me, but again, that's my goal is to retire on both dividends and options. Okay, that is the freaking goal. Obviously, I'm more reliant on dividends because it's kind of more consistent. Options, some things, there's weeks, as you saw, you might not even do a trade, like based on how many underlyings you trade, unless I open the book, and I have more options stocks. Some weeks there's just going to be nothing. So, but as far as the dividend income, at least the funds that I own, there's always going to be a payment. Sometimes better than not, but still. But anyway, I just like to share this information. I hope it helps, by the way. I hope you guys are enjoying my options journey. If you have any questions, just let me know, or feel free to join the Discord. We have an options channel. People are very active in that channel, and they love options. They trade a whole hell of a lot more funds than I do. And they're better than options. They're better at options than me. That's for sure. Again, I don't claim to be any expert. All I claim to be is, a kind of a simple person, we'll say. I keep it simple. I sell puts, I sell calls. That's it. No chart reading, no nothing. Just pick a stock and you move on, right? But some probably like that, and some probably say, "What the hell is wrong with this guy? This is stupid." I don't read Greeks, right? I don't say, how much theta is in this, or what's your delta? What's the maximum delta? No delta, no nothing. Simple, right? I don't own any tsll. I'm selling puts. Of course, yeah. If it's at the 52-week high, I'm gonna wait a little bit, but I do have that type of common sense involved. But I just try to keep it simple. That's it. Anyway. That's the options update. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Not much on the swing stocks, man. Not been having a lot of luck lately, which really makes me, kind of push away from this. But anyway, let's go through it. TSLT, not much going on. CONL, nothing. SOXL. We got a lot going on. So we now own, 10, 20, 30, 40, 60 shares with a cost basis around $50. I thought SOXL was going to be a temporary drop. So I bought in, as you see, 2 batches in one day. And it turns out that was stupid because it went from 57 down to 41. And here we are, it's still dropping. So SOXL, I could be a bag holder soon enough. I currently have $3,000 locked up in SOXL. Apple, I got nothing. TNA, I got nothing. Microsoft, nothing. Nothing really until, let's see, we got nothing on Yin, thank God. We got Amazon. So this one I really don't mind owning because it's Amazon. But I did start the position. It was around $30. And my latest purchase was around $26. So my cost basis on that is $28.73. So not bad. I got about 105 shares and I got $3,000 locked up in this one. So we'll see how that plays out for next week. Urax, I started that purchase at $16.44. My latest purchase all the way down to $13.78. My cost basis is $15.23. So I own currently 150 shares at a cost of $2,200. Last but not least, I also own TECL. This is another one I decided, oh my God, it dipped huge. I'm going to buy 2 batches in one day. Again, stupid move. So I bought in that same day, 96, 94. And here we are. Last week or a couple days ago, I bought again, 89. So my cost basis is $92 on TECL, and it's around 89. But that's not terrible, actually. So we'll see what happens next week. Total shares I own on that is 25. Total money locked up is $2,321. So basically for this week, I didn't make any money, which, that sucks. But sometimes things don't go your way. All I did was spend money. Now, here's my current outstanding investments. Quick recap, SOXL, I got $3,000 locked up there. AMZZ, $3,000. Urax, $2,200. TECL, $2,300. So I got $6,000 locked up on my swing trading journey. And, that's a lot. So I'm hoping to I'm also trading 4. I don't know if you noticed, my rule is typically 3. Obviously, there's a little greed going on. I got a little greedy. I want to make some money because my July income sucks. My July income sucks for options. My July income sucks for swing trading. However, I can't get emotional and go crazy. But here I am now, $6,000 pending. Hopefully I can make some money, though, out of that for next week. July is almost over, but currently for month of July, for swing trading, I have made $410. Again, is that good money? Not really. Look at April. I made 1,000, but sometimes things go your way, sometimes they don't. But anyway, since I started swing trading, I have made $4,535. So what is the point of this? Why am I swing trading? Well, basically, it's simple. I swing trade in a retirement account. I swing trade in my wife's retirement account because my wife no longer works, so there's no more contributions coming from her job. So in order for me to create the old contributions, what I do is I swing trade. So I do my best to swing trade to produce some type of income per month. And you could see, how I've been doing. It's been doing okay, not great, but again, this is better than nothing. Of course, it's kind of time consuming, but it's really not that bad. The hardest part is honestly logging the info on the spreadsheet. So if I didn't track it for YouTube, this would be even easier. So if you guys try this and you're not tracking it like this, which you don't have to do this because the brokerage will tell you, if you're in a profit or a loss position, because that's all that really matters. You buy this and then you buy the dip, buy the dip, buy the dip. Are you in a profit yet? Boom, 5% profit? Okay, sell all of it, done. That's kind of just how it rolls. And that's why I do this. So that's why I do swing trading. For options trading, I do it. Well, number one, I love options. It's fun. It's fun as hell. I know it may not seem that way, but it is. It's really fun. And number two, it's an income source. It's not passive income. Obviously, you're very active doing it. So it is an income source. So what I'm doing is making various income sources, one being options, another being, distributions, dividend income. So in order for me to be able to retire early, what's that picture look like? Right now, it's pending. Again, how long is it going to take? I don't know. I also have YouTube. YouTube's an active income as well. It's not passive. It's very active. But again, so I got distribution income, I got options income, I got YouTube income, and of course I have income from my job. Eventually, I'd like to eliminate the income from my job and just live off, the distribution, options, and YouTube income. That would be perfect scenario. That way, I have the number one thing I want right now, which is time, right? I want more time. Time home with the family, time home to exercise, time home to clean up the house, things like that. So that's the end goal. That's why you shoot to retire, to just have the time. It doesn't mean you don't work. Of course you'll work, but you work at your own pace. You work at your own schedule. And that's all that everyone really wants, right? You don't want to be locked down to a certain amount. Oh, go on Monday. I have to go on Monday. I have to go in 8 to 5. You want to get out of that rat race. We're all just locked in thinking that's the norm. It took me later than most, to figure this out. And I finally realized, oh, wait, this is not success. Sitting at a cube for 8 hours, this is not success. I thought it was success, but it's not. It's actually, it could be pretty bad. But, at the same time, obviously, you have to make money. You got to make a living. You got to start somewhere. But you have to have a goal. There has to be an end goal. If your end goal is to sit in a cube for 8 hours a day for 40 years of your life, that's fine if that's what you want to do. But most people, realistically, they don't want to do that. So they should build towards something, have goals, things like that. All right. Sorry to go off on a rant and tangent, but I'm just kind of explaining why I do what I do with options and swing trading, and of course everything else. But as always, guys, this is not financial advice. I am not a financial advisor. This video is for fun and entertainment. So hopefully you had fun. Hopefully you were entertained. Obviously nothing impressive for this week as far as options and swing trading, but more to come for next week. Actually, next week is kind of a busy week, so next week may be even worse. I am traveling for work, which means I'm more than likely not going to have any trades for most of the week. I didn't even think about that. So, well, I could do Monday trades, and that's probably it. And I don't know, we'll see. So either way, stay tuned for that. If you guys enjoy this content, please remember to hit the like button. It does go a long way. Yeah, and then stay tuned for next week's update. So I'm out of here. I hope you guys have a great weekend, and I will talk to you soon.